Long ago and far away, in enchanted lands across the seas, lived kings and queens, princes and princesses, good fairies and wicked witches, ferocious giants and gentle dwarfs. Their adventures and stories have been told for hundreds of years. Open the pages and listen to the words, and you too can join the magical world of Once Upon a Time.
The Three Bears. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Goldilocks. She lived in a little house that her father had built out of wooden logs. It looked exactly as a house in the middle of a forest should look, with its brightly painted doors and window shutters. Goldilocks was a helpful little girl, and she often went into the forest to collect food for her mother and baby brother. "Take care and don't talk to strangers," her mother would always say as she waved goodbye.
Bye! Bye, Mummy!
One day, Goldilocks was out walking in the forest when she came upon a twisted little house that stood at the end of a path. She'd never seen a house quite like it before. "I wonder who lives in that strange little house," she said. "If I knock on the door, perhaps I'll be invited in." 3 times she knocked, but there was no reply. So Goldilocks gently pushed the front door, and to her surprise, found it was open. Once she was inside the house, she called out, "Hello? Is there anybody there?" 3 times she shouted out, but nobody answered her.
Hello?
By now, Goldilocks was feeling very hungry, so she went to the kitchen to look for some food. "Oh, how I'd love something to eat," she said to herself. And when she saw the kitchen table, it was as if her wish had come true, because the table was set for 3 people, and at each place setting there was a bowl of porridge. On the table sat a large bowl, a middle-sized bowl, and a small bowl of porridge, and not one of the bowls of porridge had been touched. "If someone doesn't come and eat that porridge soon, I'm going to eat it myself," said Goldilocks. "All this walking in the forest has made me feel very hungry indeed." The house was very quiet. In fact, the only sound that Goldilocks could hear was the ticking of the clock.
Wonder where they are.
By now, Goldilocks was so hungry, and the bowls of porridge looked so inviting, that she sat down and tucked into the biggest bowl. But no sooner had she taken a mouthful than she cried out, "Ouch! This porridge is so hot that I've burned my tongue." Next she took a spoonful of porridge from the middle-sized bowl. "Oh, brr, this porridge is far too cold," she said. So she tried the porridge in the smallest bowl. This tastes just right," she said, and it tasted so delicious that she ate it all up.
This is delicious.
When Goldilocks had finished eating, she couldn't resist exploring the house. She went into the living room, where she found 3 rocking chairs. And she knew what fun rocking chairs were. She had often sat in one at her grandmother's house. First she tried the biggest chair, but when she sat down, it seemed far too big, and she felt lost in it.
Oh, this is too big.
So she jumped onto the middle-sized chair. This chair was far too soft,
No, this is too soft for me.
so she leapt onto the smallest rocking chair. This felt just right, so she rocked away in it for a few minutes.
Oh, this is nice. Just right.
But she was just a little too heavy for this chair, and with a loud crack, It broke into pieces under her weight.
Oh dear.
After her fall, she wasn't hurt, so she got up and decided to take a look upstairs. In the bedroom, 3 wooden beds stood side by side. There was a big bed, a middle-sized bed, and a small bed. After her escapades, Goldilocks was feeling rather tired, and the beds looked very inviting.
I'm so full and so tired, I need a little nap,
said Goldilocks, and then she gave out a great big yawn. First she tried the biggest bed, but this was far too big and uncomfortable for her.
Don't like this.
In fact, it was so big that it made her look like a little rag doll when she lay in the middle of it. And it was so high up that her feet didn't touch the floor when she sat on the edge of it.
Nope, it's too big.
Next, Goldilocks sat on the middle-sized bed, but this was covered in soft feathery cushions and was much too bouncy for her.
No. Oh, it still isn't right.
So then she climbed into the smallest bed of the 3. This one felt just perfect. It was neither too hard nor too soft.
This is cozy.
So she pulled the bed covers around her, and in no time at all, she was fast asleep.
It's time to turn over to side 2.